Hi boys and girls, welcome to STEM. Glad you're all here. I'm making this video for you guys that I know 4th grade, you haven't done adaptation and I can't really go live with you, but I'm making this video for you guys to see. Beyonce, I dropped the ball. Can you pick that up for me? Beyonce, grab that ball and can you hand it to me, please? Hey, Oreo, can you hand me that ball? I dropped it. Can you just pick it up and hand it to me? Really? I know what it is. They're too small. Let me get somebody else. Hold on. Ash or Sasha, can you hand me that ball? I think the bunny rabbit and the tortoise were too small. Ash, come here. Hand me that ball. Hand it to me. No, hand it to me. Huh. That's weird. That was weird. The dogs, the rabbit, and the tortoise couldn't pick up the ball, but I can. Why is it that I can pick it up with my hands, but they can't pick it up with theirs? Well, the reason is simple. It's about survival of the fittest. Humans grew over millions of years to have legs, hands, digits on their fingers. These are called digits. The way we stand up straight. Dogs, rabbits, and tortoises didn't evolve that way. They didn't adapt to their environment the way that humans adapt. The basic things that all creatures need are basically food and water, right? So the ability to get food is dependent on two things. What kind of food is available and what tools you have to eat your food with. Okay, I have hands. I use a fork. I can pick up the food with my hands. I can pick up the food with a fork and my fingers. The dogs can't use their hands. They have to bend over and use their mouth. Same with tortoises and bunny rabbits. So that made me think about birds. And that's what this lab is about, is about birds and adaptation. Adaptation is the way that creatures evolve to suit their environment. So if a creature needs to fly away from a prey, they over millions of years or thousands of years or whatever it takes, a bird develops wings. And what kind of food it eats depends on what kind of beak it has or what kind of beak it has evolved. Think about the different kinds of bird beaks. I'm going to go out and get some pictures of some birds and some films of some birds, and let's take a look at their beaks and what do you think they're going to be used for? Let's look at this bird. How does he use his beak? Okay, so I see a bird in the water. Not sure what kind it is, but I can see his beak is kind of pointy. Okay, it's a little breezy, but here's this bird. Sometimes you see them with their wings wide open. It's got kind of a long, sharp beak. Not as long as those white birds we saw. So these ducks here have a different kind of beak. What do you think they use that beak for? Okay, so this is a very common bird in Florida, a blackbird. It's got a short, sharp beak. And look what it's doing with its beak. Right, boys and girls, I just made my day. This is the great blue heron. When he lifts up his head, look at the size of his long, sharp beak. That's got to be about 4 or 5 inches long and very pointy. So have you ever noticed that different species of birds have different shaped beaks? You would expect birds to live in the same habitat and eat the same kind of food sources. However, to avoid competition with each other, birds have to adapt over time to fill different niches within a habitat. One of those adaptations is the shape of the bird's beak, which is used to gather and eat food. That's one of the tools that they use. You're going to be given a limited amount of supplies. You can look on the materials list. And you're going to have to build a bird beak that's going to be able to capture the most food within a certain habitat. The problem is that you don't know what kind of food what the food's going to look like. All your beaks are going to be highly specialized to gather the most food possible within a given time frame. Let's say 30 seconds. We'll see how much food you can gather within 30 seconds and put it on a plate. I'll show you how to do that in one of my next videos, and I'll show you how to build a bird beak as well. In the meantime, I've left you some sites on Google Classroom for you to look at. There's the names of different bird beaks. There's also a story from Charles Darwin, who came up with the theory of evolution and natural selection. And there's also a script that I wrote that has to do with bird beaks. So take a look at that and then look for the next video.